Dr. Seth, thank you for coming on the show. Can you start with telling to us about what is SPIC MACAY?
Well, it's an acronym for Society for the Promotion of Indian Classical Music and Culture amongst youth. It's trying to bring elements into the education system which we feel are lacking. Elements of inspiration, subtlety, abstraction, and most importantly, a respect for the mystical. Today, most of our education is very, very information based. All our education, we get tons and tons and tons of information through internet. We are flooded with information, but the conversion of information into knowledge and into wisdom basically is very, very limited. And I think all this area of our heritage can provide that input to convert this whole thing of information into wisdom.
How did this idea start? I understand you were a student in Columbia University and that's when the spark started. Tell us about that.
Well, it's more than, it started before that. It's more like in IIT Kharagpur we used to have a whole night program called the Green Amateurs Night, which was organized with great difficulty by one of the staff members there. And we were not interested in classical music, but we used to go to see who has come and who has not come. But I think that was the starting point. Yes, at Columbia University what happened was it sort of, that seed somehow came out of the ground like a little plant. That was when we heard Ustad Aminuddin Dagar Sahab and Ustad Fariduddin Dagar Sahab at the Brooklyn Academy of Music in New York. But you know, it was, I would say it was like a fluke, you know. And I feel really sad that in our systems we don't have a directed attempt at making attempt to bring it into the lives of young people. So that's why we started SPIC MACAY. To make, it shouldn't come to us, the best of experimentation of our ancestors should not come to us as a fluke. It should come in a directed, organized, meaningful way.
It's one thing to have intention, but it's a completely different thing to make it into a big movement. And SPIC MACAY is now a worldwide movement. What is the secret sauce into making this so successful?
It's passion, I think. If you're really convinced about an idea, nothing can stop it. I think that what is really required is, there are much, much higher forces at play. We are minor functionaries in a much bigger game plan. And I think that I'm like fortunate, I feel that passion came into me to be able to recognize something which is of great, great, great value. And when I feel there is such great value to me, I see it's a great value to you, great value to everybody. And subsequently, one does it not out of it's not a very managerial exercise, let me say. It's more out of intuition and more out of a innate drive that you could not do it, you know what I mean? And just go ahead with it, that's it.
You mentioned that music,
Yeah.
Classical or Hindustani, actually helps increase focus.
Yeah.
How does that happen?
Not only music, it's different aspects of our heritage, yoga and meditation, our crafts, our folk forms, all of them have got this one common goal of what we call meditation. The first step in meditation, in all these things, is concentration. So, there are techniques by which you develop that concentration. Like I was just mentioning, that you concentrate on one note for many hours, and then like that. You keep concentrating on that. Like that, you can say in Hatha Yoga, it's concentrating on the flow of air through the nostrils. You put the full concentration on the nostrils. So there are different ways to the same goal, But the first step in all of them is to develop wonderful concentration. And then the other steps which go on.
You are a professor in IIT Delhi.
I still am.
You are.
Yeah.
And how do you manage to do both? Because I would imagine as a founder of SPIC MACAY and growing it to such a big movement is more than a full-time job.
When you're in love, you find time for everything, my dear. So I don't have a family. I have only two things that I have. One is IIT and one is SPIC MACAY. So, and I love both of them, really. I really love my subject also. And I think they're both interconnected. It's not that classical music and what I'm doing are not interconnected. Very much I feel interconnected. And one supports the other. Like if I do my riyaz in the morning, I become concentrated. I can do what I do in maths much better. I can do my teaching much better. I feel much more inspired. So they're both helping each other. And yes, they're both full-time jobs, but two full-time jobs can also be done if you are in love.
Beautifully said. Dr. Seth, you are an inspiration. Thank you so much for bringing heritage into our lives. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.